Thank you for joining me in our safe bubble, our time together away from the outside world. If you're feeling anxious and suffering with anxiety, maybe just feeling a little bit low, I hope this time together helps relax you, calms you, comforts you. And I will simply just share a few things that I have done this week or in the last days, with, of course, some writing and obviously paper sounds, page turning, all the nice triggers and sounds that I enjoy, that hopefully you will enjoy as well. Keeping it very calm, very relaxed. I've had to put on today I kind of call it my ASMR soft cardi top rather than a t-shirt, because the temperatures dropped really quite a lot, so it's all snuggly and soft and warm. There's nothing better, is it, than just sometimes getting into your favourite pyjamas or cardigan or jumper, anything elasticated waists, and just feeling snuggly and safe and warm. This is also a lovely soft throw in this beautiful mink colour from the brand Cozy Home. I do like to have a throw just dotted around on a sofa or on the end of my bed in case I feel chilly, and I have a few in different colours. That's another one here. Oh, lovely. So as I say, they're from the Cozy Home brand. just too nice to open up. With the ribbon that goes around. Maybe one day I'll unpack that one as well. What a treat. Right, let me have a little look around me to see what I have to share with you today. In the last week, my family and I took a visit, when the weather was nicer, to Highgrove Gardens. It's the residence of Prince Charles, but he's more famously known for the love of his gardens and just wanting to spend some time with my parents after not seeing them for quite some time, to have a walk around a garden socially distanced seemed a nice thing to do together. And it was such a beautiful day's weather, and there is something really therapeutic about walking around a garden. And the guide that took us around spoke to us about each part of the garden, whether it was the kitchen garden or the topiary, and explained some of the ornaments and statues and his love of sort of nature taking on a life of its own, and explaining why the ivy on the house has grown over quite considerably, and that he didn't believe that there should be a beginning and an end to a house and a garden. They should just become one, which was a nice thought, and made me feel much better about some of my overgrown plants and ivy. And he's a firm believer in the environment, so no pesticides on weeds. The gardeners and himself just allow them just to grow through. And again, it's a nice sentiment. I think it was a sign that I saw, a very sweet one about Winnie the Pooh. Was it Winnie the Pooh? That said that, I think it was something along the lines of weeds were just friends we hadn't met yet, or weeds were not flowers we haven't met yet, but everything has its place. And I haven't got it in here. But I picked up another sign just to hang on the tree in my garden, as I like to have them there to remind me of inspirational sayings as they blow around in the breeze. And it came in this tissue paper. that wasn't a saying by His Royal Highness Prince Charles. But this one I picked up. I do have a couple of his ones that I really love. But this one was a saying by Audrey Hepburn. And it was, to plant a garden is to believe in tomorrow. Which is a nice sentiment. I picked up as well just a couple of postcards. And I do actually have also a really nice hardback book that I picked up that I am going to record in another video or a show. Maybe a talking one, maybe a no talking one, just flipping through the pages and enjoying all the lovely pictures together. And that might be recorded here or in a really old small room that I have in my pub business. That's right at the top in the attic in the roof, and the building is 500 years old, and when I record there it's got a completely different feel. So I'll enjoy sharing those videos with you as well. And if you want to check out some of the ASMR videos for the pub, you'll find them also on YouTube. Anyway, back to the postcard. This is obviously his beautiful manor house. Quite stately, but not as big as some people think it may be, particularly if you're comparing it to castles, Windsor Castle or Buckingham Palace. As I say, it's more about the gardens. And he has lots of blues, lilacs in his garden, I noticed. And a nice, I think it was magnolia that was climbing up the front or the side of his, the back of his house. And blues in the garden are one of my favourites. I think on this side here, you can't see it, but as I say, I will show you when we go through the book. The ivy is green and reds. It just climbs up, and even with this one here, I think this is trimmed back slightly more because some of these were going over the window, but he doesn't mind it at all. He says it just adds to the whole thing, so it's a nice sentiment. And some really interesting topiary hedges, but they've all been carved. Not carved, that's completely the wrong word, goodness me. Cut back in the shape of Christmas puddings or other cakes, wedding cakes. I think there was a frog as well. Maybe a snail. And then these gates that you could see in the previous picture, they're just there. These gates, they were actually picked up in a skip, or someone had thrown them out. And obviously he's hugely into recycling, and so they reclaimed the gates, and of course, as you would, popped a crown on top. think as I've got older and older, I'm appreciating gardens more and more. And even as I look out across my little garden, I love it when the birds come out and they settle in my tree and balance on the branches next to the swinging signs that I have, my bird feeders. It makes you feel very calm inside, taking that moment to appreciate nature, the beauty of it, the simplicity of it, or the intrigue of it. Certainly if I'm having a stressful moment or a stressful day, just seeing a robin appear can calm me right down. So that was a nice couple of hours, and also bought for me was from Highgrove some honey, and it very much nurtures the bees at Highgrove, and obviously they have their own little houses, and as our guide was telling us, there's a fountain that's quite overgrown with moss, and a lot of the bees like to go to this fountain to drink the water there and to rest on the moss. And I think he described it as the best pub ever for the bees, because they all congregate there, which is a nice sentiment. And yeah, the bees in the area of Gloucestershire must be a little bit envious of the gardens that these bees can enjoy. However, these ones actually aren't from his garden. Let's have a little read what it says on the side. This is actually Transylvanian. I think it's acacia honey. Maybe I've pronounced that incorrectly. If I have, I apologise. This beautiful honey is collected from the biodiverse rich countryside of Transylvania, a favourite springtime walking destination of His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales. It is a pale yellow honey with a mild, sweet and floral flavour. So I will enjoy opening that up and having it on some nice, slightly burnt toast. Also, what I picked up for myself this week, when I say picked up, again, I'm not one for going to shops. I never really have. I quite like a local shop, and occasionally pop into the market to get flowers or some fresh produce. Otherwise, it's quite nice to go to a shop for a treat if you're going to London for maybe a bite to eat, and then nip into one or two shops. But otherwise, I am one that possibly orders online with QVC or Amazon, and also some independent gift shops. They always have really interesting knickknacks and gifts, and also within my pub or bar business restaurant, all the decor is filled with goodies and gifts and fudges and preserves and chutneys, and we did it years ago when we didn't have the funds to decorate it. compared to some of these £1,000,000 chains. So we decided what would we like, and we thought what we'd like is to be able to sit there and enjoy a picture or a sign or a candle stick or just goodies in general. And if we had the opportunity to buy them, to take them home, to take a bit of the puppet with us, we thought that would be nice. So now all the decor is filled with, as I say, goodies. Obviously at this time we're asking people not to touch the gifts and goodies unless they have the intention of buying, or asking for a pair of gloves. But it's still it's quite a lot of cleaning, and I have recorded some ASMR videos that have me cleaning and recording around the pub and the goodies and the gifts, knickknacks. So I'm very lucky that I actually have quite a lot to choose from actually within my 4 walls. But on a beauty side of things, I bought these. They come in a set of 3. One is still in the packaging, and they are face halos. Lovely and soft, and they're used for taking off your makeup or washing your face. But in fact you don't need any other products to remove your makeup, because the fibres pick up very deep within your pores. I must admit, I do actually use an Elemis one as well, but I have used them without, particularly if you're going across your eyes. And as I say, they're called face halos, and then once you've used them just a couple of times, I've just popped them in the washing machine, and they virtually come up as good as new. But I'm really pleased with those. There's something about them that kind of grips your face more than a flannel does. Sometimes a flannel can be a bit harsh. But these are nice and soft and handy. So those have been great. Also, with everything going on, I'm trying to look after myself a bit better with exercising as regularly as I can. I'm quite active, having to clean down the pub and restaurant with sweeping and mopping and all the cleaning that's involved, as it was previously, but particularly now. But I do like to do some exercise 3 or 4 times a week as well, and on top of that, take supplements. That's when I remember. And I had a couple of different containers dotted around. And then I decided, because I just had 2 that were floating around, that I'd put them in together, and maybe they'd remind me more to take them with my meals. And in here we have the yellowy ones are omega fish oils, which I tend to take just one with a meal, maybe once or twice a day. And also these ones. Again, quite big ones. They help with your digestion with their fibre, extra fibre in your diet. And again, to be taken when you have a meal with a large glass of water. As well as these ones, I also do take turmeric supplements. I try twice a day, just one with every meal. But the benefits of turmeric are amazing with health and digestion and your joints, even with the menopause. On your pop, you will go down. Like so. I had also these stuck in a magazine, not recently because I haven't picked up a magazine for ages, but it reminded me that I need to try these, because apart from my love of paper, I have a mad thing about moisturisers and body lotions and body oils. Always having to daily use one or the other. And I have my favourites, some which are from sort of nicer ranges, but to be honest, if you pick up something like the Vaseline oil, which helps with radiance, it's so good absorbing into your skin, and it's so much cheaper than so many other products that I highly recommend. But then there are other ones that I've really enjoyed. There's a Margaret Dobbs one, I think, for legs that I like. Some from Elemis, Gatineau. Yeah, there have been some there. I'm just trying to think. There's actually a very large bottle of stuff. It's in 3 initials. I can't think at the moment. That I do like to put on when it's warmer weather, because then your skin doesn't feel tacky and it kind of cools you down as well. I think the Gatineau one I quite like is a 3D lift effect. Yeah, I think they're the main ones in that, but this one, I believe it's Jennifer Aniston that promotes or has promoted the Aveeno range. Which, gosh, as we all would like a little bit of the Jennifer Aniston. So I'm definitely going to give those a go. this over. Turn that over. And let's just take this moment to drop our shoulders. If we've got our tongue on the top of the roof of our mouth, just allow our tongue just to drop down. And as we near the end of this video, I'm just going to update my journal. A bit of writing just to catch up on how I've been feeling, things that I've been doing, just to reflect back on as and when. A bit more business. so much